Today we are going to dive deep into the truth of manifesting a specific person. I'm going to try to keep this video as short as I can, but please bear with me because there are a lot of important information that we have to talk about, that we have to internalize when we decide to manifest someone, when our goal is to come into union with someone. The knowledge is out there. You can read Naval, you can read Florence Scovel Shinn, Dr. Murphy, Dr. Joe. Even the Bible can be read as a manual for manifestation. However, what will make you a master at manifesting is your ability to apply the knowledge to your situation, to yourself, rather than just knowing the theory. Some time ago, you had no idea about the theory, but you were still manifesting. And some of these manifestations were successful. So now you have to transfer that knowledge and know how to apply it in a way that it fits the person that you are, that it can work with your psyche, and that can make you successful regardless of what you want to manifest. For that, we have to experiment. So even if the only thing that you have in mind right now is your specific person, my tip for you, manifest other things, because those other things will teach you so much because you're not so invested. But before I get into it, hello everyone. If you're new here, my name is Al. Welcome to my channel. And if you're in need of coaching, go to the description box. The information is there. But right now, let's get into today's topic. To start the video, I would like to make you aware of one thing. Everything in the universe is neutral. In the words of Hamlet, there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. So everything in the universe has the same value. It has no intrinsic meaning to it. It's our thoughts, our assumptions, our emotions that make something more special than others, that make something either easier or difficult to manifest. You give meaning to everything, to people, to situations, to things, and this makes you the creator of your reality. This is where your power comes from, because you write your own story. And when you become aware of this fact, then you are in your power, because there is always a choice to make. Do I go with the unconscious assumptions that I typically gravitate towards alongside with its consequences? So am I accepting whatever my self-concept is telling me that is happening around me, that is happening to me? Or do I redefine myself and decide that I can be different, things can be different, people can be different, I can experience something that is not what I typically do? And this is important, especially if you know, you understand, you recognize that your self-concept is not suiting you anymore, that the experiences that you are having are not the ones that you desire. Now imagine you have a 52 card deck and you are playing with friends. So everyone gets 5 cards, and the worst you could have is a high card, but you could have a pair or 2. You could have 3 of a kind, a 4 of a kind. You could have a full house, a straight, a flush, a straight flush, many possibilities. But each possibility limits your experience in the game. It limits your chance. We can compare this to our self-concept. Our hand limits how we experience the game, and our self-concept limits how we experience reality. Growing up and until early adulthood, we have experienced many different things, and we have absorbed them. And often we never question whether they were true or not, even if they were about us. So we absorbed them as true, and they made our self-concept. So if you were handed good cards, your experience in the game of life is going to be mostly good. If you are handed bad cards, then the opposite is the case. The good thing is that when it comes to self-concept, you can change your card. You can decide to work on yourself in a way that you change your experience, even if it's baby steps, even if we are talking about small changes, okay? Because those changes are also going to change how you experience yourself, how you experience the world. The question is, do you want to put the effort into it? Do you want to make conscious decisions on how you want to see yourself, to think about yourself, to see the world, to experience it? The formula to manifest whatever you desire is quite simple. Number one, be clear of what you want. If you're not clear of what you want, if you don't know what you want, come back when you know. Number two, you go to the end. You align yourself mentally with that reality. And number three, you accept it's done. And aligning with that reality, going to the end, accepting that it's done, has a lot to do with your self-concept, even if it's not that clear, even if you cannot see it, but it does. Even how you define what you want depends on your self-concept. For example, if your desire is to be married to someone, but your self-concept says, I'm not the one who gets chosen, they don't love me, people don't fall in love with me, I always get rejected, people leave, etc. You are going to be tempted to, instead of work on those ideas that you have about yourself, to go for things that are easier to achieve. So you're going to say, I want to manifest a text. I want to manifest a date, because in your reasoning, it's easier for you to get that. And then when you get that and you become more comfortable that situation can develop, then you are going to raise the bar, okay? You're going to change your goals. This has to do with your self-concept. Your logic is going to tell you, but to get to that end, I need to get the text. I need to get the communication. I need to go on dates. That's why I'm going to go for it. Your logic is telling you, this is necessary for me to get that. And that's why logic is not really helpful in manifestation, because all the information that you need is already in the seed of your manifestation, okay? When you go to the end, things unfold naturally. You're not going to wake up married to that person. You are going to go through everything that is necessary for you to go through to get you to that end. When you focus on a text, on a date, you can do that. But at some point, you may feel like they are breadcrumbing you. And it's not that they are breadcrumbing you, you are breadcrumbing yourself. And for everyone that is right now worried about time, what I can tell you is time is about the events that have to take place for you to become the version of you that can manifest, can sustain that reality. It has nothing to do with them, they changing their minds, anything. It's about you changing your mind about yourself and how the world reacts to you. Being there affirming, they love me, they only think about me, yada, 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 is not going to help you. What is going to get you there is you changing the idea that you have about yourself. And then you can change the idea that you have about them too, okay? But the most important step is that you feel like you are that person that someone would want to be with, that someone would choose, that someone would love dearly, that someone would do everything to be with, someone that can be chosen. You don't have to wait for them to make you feel that way. There is a gap between the person that you are and the person that you want to be. In that gap, you are the one who has to close it. There is no one else that can do it for you. For your manifestation to unfold, you have to align yourself with that version of you who is already thinking from that reality. And sometimes it requires healing. Sometimes it requires forgiveness. And I'm working on a video about it that is very important for everyone who has already had a story with that specific people, okay? Because out of healing, out of forgiveness, you are going to experience freedom. Freedom to become the version of you that you want to be and to experience the version of them that you want to experience. As long as you are holding on to that negative version of them, you are holding on to the old version of yourself who went through it. So how do I align with a certain outcome? How do I change my self-concept in a way that it allows me to align with that outcome? Sometimes I do research, okay? My goal is never a person. My goal is always an experience, and it may involve a person, okay? So I would go with, I am in a happy, healthy, loving relationship or marriage with XYZ. Then I make clear to myself what that relationship would look like. I feel so loved and valued in my relationship. It's so easy for us to communicate. I feel secure and comfortable with my man. We always bring out the best of each other, and so on, so on, so on. It's not really based on him and how he treats me. It's about a general feeling of that relationship that I want. Because the most important thing for me is to be in a relationship or in a marriage that is loving, healthy, committed, whatever it is. It's not the person that I'm choosing to have that experience with. In the next step, I define to myself what are the qualities, the beliefs, the assumptions that I need to have to develop so that I can experience relationship that way. And you have to really be honest with yourself when you are doing this. Vulnerable and honest, so that you can get the information that you need to achieve that goal. And it would be for me like I am my own source of love, happiness, validation. I am very secure in myself. I feel very confident that I can be chosen, that I can be the one, etc. And the same thing you do for your partner, the person that you have in mind. What are the qualities that they have to bring with for you both to build that relationship? In the last step, what I would do is I would make it clear how that life that we want to have together would look like. So I would go with, we are always making each other laugh. We are always choosing to spend time with each other. We are always very open and honest. We are always communicating. We are always very confident in our relationship, in choosing each other, whatever it is, okay? And if you have no idea about what is important for you in that life together, in that relationship, then research. Then read about successful relationships. See what resonates with you. And then you can bring that idea to this brainstorming that you are doing. By doing that, you have all of the information that you need to do anything you want. So you have your self-concept affirmations. You have the affirmations about your SP. You can make a mind tape with those affirmations. You have material to create your scene, to your visualization. You have material to script about. So there are so many things that you can use. So much information for you. Your guide in this is not going to be the outer world. It's going to be your inner world. Do you want to know if you're doing this correctly? Ask yourself, how am I feeling about myself? How am I thinking about myself? If you're seeing progress there, then it's working, because you are going then to, at some point, start detaching. You are going to start thinking about whatever you want as something that you can achieve, something that is possible for you, that is within reach. Alongside with that, prioritize your nervous system regulation, because it's going to allow you to become more stable. So you can exercise, meditate, do breath work, take cold showers, anything that helps you to stay grounded. Does it mean that you are never going to react? No. But you are going to notice that you are going to react less and not for such a long time. Nervous system regulation is extremely important. So it's nothing that you do just like, oh, I'm going to see, maybe I will find some time for it. This is extremely important, okay? This is always going to help you to think differently about the person that you're manifesting, the situation that you're dealing with in the 3D. And when you react, don't be hard on yourself, okay? Also, don't go into victim mentality. Turn this into a positive. Turn this situation into information for you that is going to help you to become that version of you that you want to be. Ask yourself questions. Why am I thinking this way? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I identifying myself with that situation that is happening there? What beliefs do I have about myself, about that person, about relationships? They are making me react emotionally in this situation. So figure out, what is the belief behind your reaction? What is being triggered? Because when you get to the bottom of this information, then you can do something about it. You can take the steps. They are going to make you someone who is not identifying with that situation anymore, who is more confident in yourself and others, who can change the story. You change your self-concept. You change how you experience your life, the world, that person, the relationship that you have with them, okay? So think about everything that we talked about today, and that's it from me. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to talk soon. Bye-bye.